yes, on any given night, any one of these teams just takes one of the teams is knocking it off the top. Claremont, they can't do that in one year. They're the team season, and undefeated in season. 16-1 overall, but they are 2-2 in the league. This is a real big
This is number 1, Aaron Alexander running it back, and look out, he breaks free and tries to get outside. Aaron Alexander, the kicker, is finally one that knocks into him. Nice run back, though, out to about the 35-yard line. Claremont Wolfpack will be working first down and 10 yards to go. So Claremont on offense first here tonight. And just to cap some of the interesting action on the Claremont side of things, open up the season with a 9-7 loss to Alta Loma, which they later were credited winning for one of the games that Alta Loma suffered a forfeit loss for later in the season for using an ineligible player. Kind of an interesting story unto itself. We'll get into that later, though. First down and 10 yards to go. Claremont football at their own 35-yard line. Derek Milgram is the first-string quarterback. They're in an I formation, split receivers. 5 men up to the line for the Glendora Tartans. First offensive play of the game, and it's given to the deep man, number 22, Bo Haslam. And Haslam, look out! My gosh, 17-yard gain. He's finally shoved down by a couple of Glendora players. Number 3, Andrew Winters, defensive back, and also number 14, Dan Graham, also plays in the backfield. Graham is one of the two-way players in this Glendora side. He also plays wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball. A couple two-way guys on the Glendora side. They're in their black uniforms tonight, which is kind of traditional for the last home game, regular season game each season. So after that 17-yard gain, they have the football at the Glendora Tartan 48-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Same formation for the Wolfpack. And they have, I believe, 2 tight ends in, or excuse me, just 1. And hits the hole, but then he runs into trouble. Goes the Claremont runner, number 42, Chris Egerton.
Glendora really swarmed him on that one. There was no chance for him to get through that line.
Ran into a couple of linebackers, including Llewellyn on the Glendora side. Lucas Llewellyn, number 33, plays linebacker. He's only a sophomore, and he is a starter on this side. Claremont Wolfpack have had some serious problems this season so far, according to Coach Dave Hoover. I had the pleasure of speaking with today. Had a lot of injuries on offensive lines and a lot of shifting. We'll get into the offensive line starters in just a minute for the Wolfpack. 2 yards only gain on that play. Second down, 8 yards to go with the Glendora 46 for the Wolfpack. And the give is once again to the deep man, number 22, Haslam. And Haslam gains a few yards, bulls ahead, and he's finally creamed by number 56 of the Tartans, Jesse Delgado. Had help from another linebacker of his, number 52, Jack Ma. Jack actually, is a defensive lineman. He's a junior. A good sprinkle of kids who are less than seniors on starting tonight for the Glendora defense.
Glendora is really scrambled. Actually, most of their starters are juniors this year. So next year, they're really looking up. But this year, they have not done too badly.
Third down, 3 yards to go. The deep pitch once again to Bo Haslam. And Haslam trying to get outside. He can't do it. He's tripped up. Probably even lost a yard on the play. He was tripped up by, once again, who else but Jesse Delgado. Having a good game so far. Delgado's one of the varsity captains on this team. And you look at the Tartans, they're not really a big team, Eric. They're, more of a finesse and a speed team, both on both sides of the ball. They were really outsized by Damien by far, and yet they were able to upset them earlier this season. And but they get the job done despite the lack of size.
That's right.
Fourth down and 4. In for punting duties is Claremont's number 15, Scott Stiles. Stiles, nice high kick, not that deep. It looks like it's taken on a fair catch by Glendora around the 17, 18-yard line there. And fair catching it was number 25, Bobby Anders. And the Wolfpack will be touching the ball for the first time after a few interesting gains there on the Claremont offense. And some of the Glendora starters include Dan Graham in the backfield, number 14, wide receiver. Robert Schultz is the quarterback, number 16. Bobby Anders is the wide receiver. You also see some shifting in there at wide receiver with Wade Llewellyn. Here's a first down and 10 yards to go play. He's rolling to his right, looking to throw. Schultz, he gets it off, and it's complete.
Brilliant grab by Custodes.
Custodes, a younger brother of another Custodes. I forgot his first name, but he played here a couple years ago for the Tartans and made a name for himself.
Interesting note about Robbie Schultz. Not only is he a great passer, he's the #1 passer in the East Valley, but he's also quite a good runner. He's already rushed for over 200 yards this year, so he's a great all-around quarterback.
About a 10, 11-yard gain on the play. First down, 10 yards to go. Football rests at the Glendora 27-yard line. The give is to the deep man, and he runs into trouble immediately.
He is stuffed.
And the ball carrier was number 28 of Glendora, Tom Gilham. And Gilham Number 43, Jeff Gates. Jeff Gates, and also Chris Egerton had some helped out on the stop there. There was 1 yard gained on the play. This is Dean Karnowski's, he is about his 7th, 8th season here at Glendora. His first season was 1985. This would make actually his 8th. And he's been here with most of his staff all the years. Oh, nice hole, and he hits it right away. Look out. Still on his feet. All the way out nearly to midfield. Once again, Tom Gilham, and Gillum is finally brought down by number 4, Morgan Janger.
Gillum really powered his way through that line. Not a lot of speed there, but a lot of real brute strength and finesse, and he got a good gain out of that one.
Tackle on the play, Morgan Janger, who number 4, plays defensive back. He's also well known for his kicking skills. He's only 2 field goals away from tying a CIF record for numbers of field goals by a player in one season, Southern Section record, and he's getting some serious attention from college scouts here.
He's also intercepted 6 passes this year.
And right down the middle, hits the hole. This is once again Gilman. He's got 1 man to beat, and he doesn't do it. And he got clobbered there by Morgan Janger, but not, once again, Morgan Janger, and not before. He got out for a gain of 17 yards. The ball rests nearly at the 30, let's call it the 31-yard line. Claremont's 31-yard line, and Glendora has come to play tonight, folks. Their running game is in high gear, no 2 ways about it, and they're looking sharp. Key thing is that they got the blocking. And to go over some of the linemen, gives credit where credit is due. Linemen on the Glendora side include number 54, Jose Clemente, Thomas Strickland, number 55, Erik Amos, number 62, number 67, Cam Pico, and also Chad Jakeway, number 74, is one of the captains as well. He puts it up, deep in the corner, it's complete, touchdown! Glendora's on the board. Ball nestled in the arms of Dan Graham.
Fantastic over the shoulder throw by Rob Shelton. Great concentration by Dan Graham.
32-yard touchdown pass. And he had his man beat. Not by much, but he did. And the ball was in the perfect spot. Over his shoulder, looked, and into his arms it went. 6-0 Glendora, extra point to come. And with 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Glendora strikes first. Here's for the extra point attempt.
That was Graham's 20th catch of the year and his 4th touchdown.
And the kick is no good. It was missed by number 62, Erik Amos. So Glendora have to be satisfied with a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Extra point kicking has been kind of a problem for Glendora this year. They haven't been as consistent as they have in the past years.
Of course, they got the 2-point conversion in high school football. Always makes it exciting. And just to cap some of the earlier Glendora games in the season, they opened the year with a disappointing and rather shocking loss to Ayala in their second year of varsity football. A new public high school out there in the Chino Hills area, 14-13. Then on Friday, September 18th, they got thumped by, they thumped Covina 39-19 for their first victory of the season. Then tied West Covina, a traditional rival that goes back many years. And then on Thursday, October 1st, they lost to Charter Oak 21-6. On Friday, October 9, in the last pre-league game of the season, they lost 14-13 to Diamond Bar, and then opened the league play with rather dominating win over Don Lugo 20-6. I had the pleasure of seeing that game, and Glendora looked pretty sharp. Of course, Don Lugo, one of the weak sisters in the Baseline League, probably the weakest without a doubt. Aaron Alexander on the kick return once again, and he has trouble out past the 20-yard line. He's finally wrapped up at about the 23-yard line, including in on the tackling for Glendora, Alan Jerome, number 10, and also 26, Michael Phillip. Nice return, though. So Claremont, second offensive possession. They're working first down, 10 yards to go from their own 23-yard line. Of course, Claremont in the white shirts and the silver pants. Bit of a surprise that they've done as well as they have. 6-2-1, as Erik mentioned, coming into this game this season. They only won 1 game last year, 1-8-1 in 1991. A total change of attitude and dedication on the kids on this team. I formation once again, 1st and 10. Gave us the deep man, Haslam, and Haslam bowls forward for about 3 or 4 yards before he's really tripped up. Didn't really seem to get tackled by anybody, but just kind of tripped up over the mass of bodies lying there in the field. And he got about 4 yards in the play. It'll be second down, actually 5, excuse me. It'll be second down and 5 yards to go. Claremont with the football at their own 29-yard line. And I had the pleasure of seeing the Claremont Wolfpack beat the Upland Highlanders earlier this season. I forget exactly what the final score is here. They beat them 24-20. And there's a game more that Upland lost and Claremont won, but counted as a win nonetheless. And getting stuffed behind the line of scrimmage is number 43, I believe. Chris Egerton, excuse me. Ball, he was met up immediately by Thomas Strickland. Not immediately, but behind the line of scrimmage, I should say. And he actually lost about half a yard on the play. It'll be third down.
Egerton was set up there for a minute, and then Strickland just knocked him down like a bowling pin.
One back set, 3 receivers in this time on 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Claremont football to 20 at their own 28-yard line. Looking to throw, Derek Milgram. And it's complete, enough for a first down. More than enough for a first down. He's finally dragged down from behind. Ball was caught by number 2, Eglin Giles. And he was brought down with a defensive back on the Glendora side, number 33, Lucas Llewellyn. And to cap the rest of Glendora scoring, or rest of Glendora results for the season, opened up the league play with a 26 win over Don Lugo at Chino High School Thursday, October the 15th. Then upset, what was at least thought of as an upset, by beating the Upland Highlanders in their last home game prior to tonight, 35-6. And then beat Damien 20-14 upset victory. And of course last week lost to Chino 42-21. Throwing on first down, it's complete. Once again, Aaron Giles, same side of the field, and he's near a first down. Didn't quite get it. And he was brought down around the legs by Hunter Rodriguez.
Duplication of that last play by Claremont, and that worked again for him. Not quite to the perfection that they wanted, but good enough for a good 9-yard gain.
Less than a first down, less than a yard to go for a first down, and Claremont moving the ball here. Played the Upland Highlanders here a couple weeks ago, which I saw, and Upland really lost that game more than Claremont won it. Fumbled the ball turned over the ball about 4 or 5 times. There were some fierce words on the paper by head coach of Upland. Oh, met right away by a mass of tacklers is Chris Egerton. Egerton, a big kid, don't have the weights and the heights listed, but looks like a bull for a high school kid, for a running back especially. He was flattened by number 55, Thomas Strickland, among others, on the black shirt side. Big game, of course, tomorrow will be the Chino Cowboys at the Damien Spartans. And, of course, there's a whole playoff scenario. Eric can get into that for you a little bit later, if depending on who wins and what happens and who goes and who doesn't to CIF. 3rd down and 1 yard to go. Claremont football at the Glendora 46-yard line. 3 receivers to the left side of quarterback Milgram. Milgram looks to that side. He puts it up. Underneath, it's complete. More than enough for a first down. And scampering away was Aaron Alexander, but he more or less fell after that. But he got it complete for a first down. New set of downs. The ball is resting at the Glendora 38-yard line. So both schools, Eric, moving the ball effectively. Looking decent on offense.
The Glendora defenders seem to be playing a little deep on the Claremont wide receivers, and that's allowing for some really effective short passing by the Claremont offense.
All right, I formation this time. Receivers go to the other side to Milgram's right. 1st and 10 from the 38. And they give, once again, workhorse out of the backfield, Bo Haslam. And Haslam is met up right away by 55 and 84 on the Glendora side. 55 is Thomas Strickland, and 84 Zachary Dill with the finishing touches on that squash. And doesn't look like any yards were gained in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. We're inside 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Glendora Tartans enjoying a 6-0 lead on their scoring on their first drive. One back set once again. Only 4 men up to the line for the Tartans. And Milgram looks to throw to his left. He does. It's incomplete. Overthrows his receiver. The intended man was number 80 on the Claremont side, Danny Alizada. And he threw it in a rather, I won't say tight coverage, but populated coverage. There were 2, almost you could argue 3 in the general vicinity of the football. It was rather fortunate it wasn't intercepted.
Milgram didn't really have a choice on that play. The Glendora defenders really swarmed all of the wide receivers, so Milgram's best choice was just to throw it away.
3rd and 10. 4-3 for the Tartans. Safety's dropped very deep, expecting pass, and it will come. And he lets it fly. Oh, it's incomplete. It was too high, just a little too high for Darrell Smith, number 3, wide receiver. And falls harmlessly to the ground for Claremont after that. And looks like they're a little bit too deep for a field goal attempt. And this is kind of the area in the field, Eric, where you have to be suspecting perhaps a fake punt.
That could be possible. Claremont, it's still early in the game. They're pretty far into the Glendora zone. They just might try it.
In punt formation is Scott Stiles, and they are faking it. Look out. It looks like he's going to pay the price. And he gets flattened behind the line of scrimmage by number 84 and 65 on the Glendora side. 84 is Zachary Dill, and 65 and Jack Ma. Jack Miles, who helped out on the play. So the Glendora Tartans playing heads-up football there, kind of expecting it, not fooled. They take over on downs here. They have excellent field position. They have the ball first down and 10 yards to go at their own 47-yard line. So up to the line once again comes Robert Schultz, number 16, the first-string quarterback. Split receivers, I formation in the backfield. Give us to the front man, and he doesn't gain much. And the ball was carried by number 33 on the Glendora side, Lucas Llewellyn. He was met up by Jason Hooks on the Claremont side.
Strange. This is the first time that I've seen Luke Llewellyn back in the backfield carrying the football. He's usually on defense, but Glendora has been known in the past couple years to really switch around the running backs back there, also with some injuries this year.
2nd and 7. Short pass is complete, and not many running yards gained after it. Still on his feet, and they're going to basically mark it where the farthest up that he had the football to. Kind of shoved down to the ground there by a couple of players on the Claremont side, including number 41, Scott Hess. Hess plays defensive line.
Nice resilience there by Dan Graham. He's always working hard, trying to get that extra yard.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 2 situation. There were actually 5 yards gained on the play. We're inside 2 minutes to go in the quarter. He rolls to his right. Looks like he wanted to run it from the beginning, and he is well short of a 1st down. And a late flag is thrown. Flags are thrown and whistles are blown. Let's find out what the call is here.
I think we're going to see a personal foul here on Claremont.
More than likely when it's a late flag like that, and that's exactly what it is. And that'll benefit the Tartans. They should have a 1st down on it.
Not a smart play by the Wolfpack. It's 3rd and 2. That's just not a smart play to do with the Glendora offense that close to a 1st down.
Coming into tonight's game, Robbie Schultz, he's been rather effective through the air. 78 passes complete out of 147 attempts for 1,288 yards, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's had a decent season for the Tartans. They're by no means a one-man team. It's always been a great team concept at Glendora down through the years. Nice gain there, straight up the middle. And the ball was carried by Glendora's number 28, Tom Gilham. He is brought down by David Eschelman. He just stops him up, but not before he gained a few yards on that play. 5 yards were gained. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go at the 26-yard line for the Tartans. And they need to win tonight. They thought they were going to the driver's seat, and they were for just a week there after they beat the Spartans of Damien at Damien. Quite a tall order, and they met it. But after losing to Chino, it throws the entire playoff picture into disarray. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Fake the give, and he puts it up. He's got a man open for a brief moment. Look out, it's going to be tight. Oh, it falls incomplete. Had 2 defenders right there, as you could see. Excellent defensive coverage. Was open for a brief moment. The pass was intended for number 45, Chris Spay. And he was covered by 25 and 24 on the Claremont side. Maurice Beatty, number 24, and David Eschelman.
That play has been documented so many times this year. Robbie Schultz has time and time again just lofted the ball up there, and the Glendora Tartan receivers have just such a great leaping ability that they will usually bring the ball down.
Well, I've seen Tartans play some football, and back in 87, 90, 91, I've kept track of them a little bit, and they've always liked to throw those corner passes. 3rd down and 5 after that incomplete pass. He's got to get it off. He's under pressure. It's complete to a short throw there, but he's got to run for 1st down. He's got enough for it. Look out, Tom Gillen is open. He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Tartans. There's a flag
down, however. There is a flag down.
Flag rests at the 16-yard line, and so everybody hold their excitement here. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Look out. And it looks like a preliminary indication is coming back.
This touchdown is coming back, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's Marks. Definitely. If they lose to Chino wins tomorrow night. Well, you might as well go over that with the crowd over here today, Eric, on the playoff situation.
Well, if Chino wins, they will be going to the playoffs, no matter what. Any one of Glendora, Damien, Chino, or Claremont wins, they're going to the playoffs. If Chino wins and Glendora wins, then obviously Chino will be the #1 team from the Baseline League, having beat Glendora.
And the Chino Cowboys made the transition. Only took them 1 year. First year in the Baseline League, which was 1988. I wasn't in California at the time to enjoy the high school football around here, but I don't think they won a game in Baseline that year, and then after that they got competitive. Oh, flags are thrown, and I think they're going to be called for a delay of game here. I didn't realize they had taken up that much time, unless there was movement on the line that I did not see for illegal procedure, but let's await the call. And it is a legal procedure. Didn't see who the guilty party was. Doesn't matter. Just pushes them back 5 yards, and they're going in the wrong direction here. The ball is now at the 36, just past the 36-yard line. Or behind it, I should say. And they'll be facing a 3rd down and 15-yard situation for the Tartans.
Think about a minute ago, the Glendora players were celebrating the end zone, and now they've gotten 2 penalties in a row, and they're really struggling.
And they throw it short. It's complete. Oh, and knocked behind the line of scrimmage, and it was then attempted to more or less lateral it, and may not have even been a lateral.
Well, they give him an incomplete pass on that one.
And heads-up play, though, by Claremont, trying to recover a fumble, even though it might not have been. The nearest to the ball for the Tartans was number 41, Scott Hess.
Bobby Andrews was very fortunate that he did not get an illegal forward pass call. That was almost a forward lateral on his part.
And it will be 4th down and about 15 for the Tartans. And they'll be punting for the first time tonight. It's number 56, once again, Jesse Delgado. Plays special teams and, of course, linebacker.
Jesse Delgado's really done it all for the Tartans this year.
Ooh,
Punter,
high snap, look out.
Punter, kicker, and captain.
And it's going to take a Glendora bounce. Can they keep it in bounds? No, they don't. Valiant attempt, though, there by Glendora's John Jerome. So touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line for the Claremont Wolfpack. Of course, Claremont down through the years has been very competitive in baseline league football. Of course, have a couple of CIF championships to their credit, 1984 and 1985 under Coach Baez. He finally retired after last season, and in came Dave Hoover, the head coach. Hoover for the last 5 years was an offensive coordinator at Long Beach State University, and 5 years before that, he was the offensive line coach at University of Nevada at Las Vegas. So he's been around and seen a little bit more exciting action in high school football, but hey, it's still the same sport. All right, 1st down and 10 yards to go. Claremont from their own 20, and Haslam, ooh, he's met up right away by number 55 of the Tartans, Thomas Strickland. Might have gained a yard, though, at most.
Thomas Strickland has been one of the more effective juniors on this Glendora squad. He's really taken the leadership role, head on. He's really done a great job.
And that ends the first quarter. They'll switch sides. Just to cap some of the action for the Claremont Wolfpack, they started the season at El Toloma, lost 9-7. Eventually, it came back to be credited as a win. Where El Toloma was found guilty of using an ineligible player. And then they tied Chaffee, who at the time was a highly ranked team in Division 5 football, 15-15 at Chaffee. And then they thrashed Montclair 33-0 in a home game. Took care of Bonita 42-0. I believe that was at home. Clobbered Ontario in a home game on a Saturday afternoon. Really shut them down. Their defense played awesome. I had a chance to see that game. Lost to Damien 21-13, 8-point difference, but they were in the game to the very end. Lost to Chino 20-13. Again, they were in that one. An absolute must-win. They were victorious, as I mentioned earlier, 24-20 over Upland. Salvaged their playoff hopes, beating Don Lugo, the weakest team, the weakest school in the baseline league, 27-0 last week. And even though they play their home games at Citrus College, this is technically a visiting game for them. And Glendora's on the home side. This field, Citrus College, is not only shared by, of course, Citrus, but these two schools, as Azusa and Gladstone, play their home games here as well. 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Claremont Wolfpack from their own 21-yard line. He puts it up. It's complete underneath. Once again, they've been effective with these passes. And Aaron Alexander, he's got some running room. Look out, he breaks it free. And oh my gosh, he puts it in a tremendous move.
He stepped out. He stepped out at about the Glendora 45-yard line.
Oh man, nonetheless, he put an incredible move on Glendora's Andrew Winters, number 3 there. And if he hadn't stepped out, he would have been gone because
he beat everybody on that play.
What an athletic performance. Let's see, there was a gain of 33 yards on the play. 1st down and 10 yards to go, already in Glendora territory at the Glendora 46-yard line. Of course, the Tartans have a share of a CIF championship to their credit, 1989, of course, under Karnowski. Tied Ramona 28-28. 3 years ago, but that's their shining moment in recent football history. Oh, and jumping off sides went Glendora's number 78, Justin Supernant.
Justin Supernant there.
And Supernant, big kid. I don't have a weight on him, but he's only a junior. Big guy for a junior, though. And we've got offside call against the Tartans, and that'll make it 1st down and 5 for the Wolfpack at the 41-yard line. Some of the both-way players on this team for the Tartans include Dan Graham, number 14, also was a wide receiver and defensive back. Lucas Llewellyn, number 33, running back and linebacker. Offensive guard and linebacker Thomas Strickland. Erik Gamborg, number 62, offensive line and defensive line. And a couple other kids, including Chad Jakeway and Cam Pico and Robert Payne. So they got about 5 or 6 of them. That's a lot. Tired guys after the game, I would imagine. That pass is complete. Elgin Giles. And Elgin, my gosh, he fumbles the football.
And Glendora's got it.
Gosh, what a shame for that play to end that way for the Wolfpack.
Luke Llewellyn came up with it.
And Llewellyn came up with the football. And the Tartans put a threat to rest. And the receiver on the play, Elgin Giles, is lying on his back. He's hurt. And the Claremont trainer is out for the attention on that kid. Well, Glendora, they've got the offensive fireworks tonight, and Claremont has moved the ball on them effectively, though, and they were fortunate to dodge that bullet there. And they're looking sharp, though. If they can keep the penalties in check, they should have a good night tonight, and they should win.
Glendora started off a little bit slow on defense, but they've really come on since Claremont's opening drive.
And walking off the field under his own power, as you can plainly see on your screen there, Elgin Giles looks to be okay. You never know what can happen. I believe most parents, I believe it's a stipulation of CF rule that they have to sign a waiver before any of their kids play football, saying that they won't sue the school if they're injured. That's just one of the prices you got to pay when you play a risky sport like football. First down and 10 yards to go. He's tripped up. Try to run with it. Tripped up by number 47, Kevin Struve, linebacker. And carrying the football, of course, was quarterback Robert Schultz. And Bobby gained a few, though, on the play. Couldn't tell if he was looking to throw or if he wanted to, was originally planned as a quarterback draw. He got 3 yards out of it, though. And it rests at the 27-yard line, just about the 27-yard line of the Wolfpack.
Glendora opponents have seen that play so often. Robbie Schultz really does it all back there as he passes, and he runs very well.
6-0, Glendora Tartans. And just inside the second quarter, and that sweep, if you can call it that, doesn't gain much. Chris Spay, wide receiver, junior, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's exactly what he did. No gain. And just tackled from behind there by Claremont's number 49, Jason Hooks. Hooks is one of the kids on this Claremont team who is one of a couple of 3-year starters. Started as a sophomore. And was Hooks, Jeff Gates, also Kevin Surrey, and Mario Leon on the Claremont side. And this is carried by 33, Lucas Llewellyn. Or excuse me, no, number 28, Tom Gilham, and Gillum pounded it forward for maybe an extra yard. Well, actually, might have gotten half a yard, so really not much movement on this side of the football for the Tartans, and they'll be punting.
Gillum was looking to power his way for a first down, but the Claremont defense really held up well.
All right, standing at his own 27-yard line for the Claremont Wolfpack, number 80, Dan Elizada. Once again for punting duties, his second, Jesse Delgado. And he gets a good punt off. Very nice. Plenty of room to run, though. Elizada, look out. He's got one block, and he gets away from the second player. Look out. He's looking to get outside. He does. He's only got a couple more guys to beat. He's still on his feet. Nearly tripped up, and beautiful run back. My gosh, he's out past the Glendora 40-yard line to about the 39, and he gained about 40 yards on that return. Well, maybe about 35, but still, beautiful run back. And had one block, took it, and just outran the second guy. Almost got past the third guy, who managed to trip him up. I couldn't tell who it was. One of the smaller kids on the Glendora side. And finally, the last man met him up as he was losing his balance, and down he went. But out to the 39 he returns it, only 39 yards away from the score. 9 minutes and 15 seconds remain in the half. And Wolfpack moving his football, but they haven't hit pay dirt yet. They need to. They trail 6-0. The lone setback gets the rush. Chris Egerton straight ahead. Maybe about 2 or 3 yards on the play. And he was flattened by number 55, Thomas Strickland, and also Jack Ma, linebacker. Of course, the Tartans they're no stranger to playoff berths. They won the league the last 2 years, 1990 and 1991. Of course, in 89, I believe they won the league there as well. So the three in a row championships, 3 consecutive championships. 88, I'm not sure what happened, but 87 they want to share the Baseline League championship with this team, the Wolfpack, and also the Damien Spartans. That was an interesting season. I was covering it for cable, and it was an eventful year in Baseline League play when there were still eight schools in football. Ooh, this pass is caught by Erik Alexander once again, and it takes a couple of tacklers on the Glendora side to bring him down, including Lucas Llewellyn and Thomas Strickland. Alexander drags it across the 25-yard line, And he gains the first down out of that, about a 10-yard, about a 12-yard gain on the play. A little bit of shifting on the Glendora side. Out comes Wade Llewellyn. You'll see him come in at passing situations with the nickel defense on the defensive backfield. First down and 10 yards to go. Claremont football just past the Glendora 25. And this give is to, once again, Haslam. And Haslam, workhorse out of the backfield, gains about 2 or 3 extra yards. He is rocked and socked by a couple of players, including 81 Robert Payne. And also Llewellyn. Payne also had a hand on the tackle. 3 yards gain in the play. Claremont Wolfpacks fighting to stay alive. They can make the playoffs as a wild card team. Of course, you have 5 leagues in each division of Southern Section football. Gives you 15 teams that go in. You need one more to round out to 16. And they could, by strength of schedule and record, get in there if they lose tonight. But that's only an if. If they win, of course, they will be there. And this pitch is once again to Haslam. And Haslam runs into some trouble behind the line of scrimmage and might have got a yard out of the play. Finally, he was slowed down by a couple players, but he was finally met up by numbers 78 and 52. Justin Superna is 78 and had help from Jack Ma once again. Jack has been all over the field, and I have an excellent game for the defense here. And the Wolfpack, well, they've shown effectiveness both on the ground and through the air. They really haven't gone deep yet, but you go with what moves that football down the field, and they have been very effective on the medium range passes, just over the linebacker zone and under the defensive backs.
They've really been pounding Glendora with those short passes so far this evening.
3rd down and 6. And this is Haslam once again. Ooh, he just runs into one of the Glendora players who he was outsized a little bit. Pushed him back a couple yards. He's out nearly to the 15-yard line. And Haslam was finally stopped up by a couple of Glendora defenders, including John Jerome. John, defensive back, free safety. And he also had help from Wade Llewellyn. And 4th and short for the Claremont Wolfpack. Will they be kicking? It looks as if they will. 4th and 1 here.
Like
but look out, they're only at the 16.
Janger looks like he's going for his 15th field goal of the year.
Should make it. It's a 33-yard attempt. And it looks good. And it is 6-3. Claremont's on the board. And
Janger is truly amazing.
33-yard field goal. He's only one away from tying the record. If he can get 2, he's in the record books for good, or until somebody else breaks it. Really a change in attitude and a change of everything on the Claremont side of things. They, again, as I mentioned, they went 1-8-1 last year. Really a dismal year for Claremont football. And of course, this, as I mentioned, first year for David Hoover, the head coach. And he says the players have been playing hard. They've been practicing hard. Really a poor sense of leadership is what they suffered from in 1991. He said that was totally reversed. Excellent leadership for the turnaround in performance and record. Jason Hooks, one of the starters there, as mentioned earlier, one of the 3-year starters. He's had some serious attention from some big schools, including schools in the Big Ten and the Pac-10. So you got to be excited about that if you're a Claremont football fan. And Claremont tonight can't win the league. They can only reach the playoffs, but the accomplishment in itself, according to Hoover, after the sorry showing of 1991.
Claremont's made a good rebound after losing their first 2 league games. They've come back to beat Upland and Don Lugo to keep them in playoff contention.
All right, this kick goes about the 2-yard line. Good kick. And this is taken by Glendora's Bobby Anders. And Anders falls past the 20. Probably got it out to about the 23. Tripped up by Claremont's David Eshelman and also Brian Reed. So the Tartans will be working here on their 4th possession of the night. We've got plenty of time to go. Plenty of time to work with here. 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Clock is ticking. Glendora clinging to a 6-3 lead. They had a touchdown called back on a previous drive and certainly changed the face of the game. All right, straight screen. It's incomplete. It was overthrown.
A little too high there for Graham.
He had time to catch it. It was just overthrown. Time to run with it, too. Beautiful night for football. Not too cold for mid-November. And clear skies here in the foothills tonight. Of course, an entire re-leaguing was done for the 1992-93 school season. The only thing that changed in the Baseline League was 2 schools left that were in it last year. Etiwanda after their only season. And the Altamont Braves, who've been moaning and crying all these years. They want to get a base on. They're finally out of it, and they're competing this year in the Division 5 Mountain Baldy League. All right, after some pressure, he finally rolls far to his right.
Felt
Look at
in
it.
trouble.
Oh, look out. This might be a live ball. Look out. Finally.
They ruled an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass.
Almost picked off, however.
The motion of his arm went forward, and couldn't tell at that moment whether it was going to be a live ball or not. Looked to me as if it might have been, but ruled incomplete. Had some pressure there. Had a little bit of protection at the beginning, and then it broke down. Looking for an open man. I guess it was just tight coverage downfield there. And worse things that could have happened, as they only suffer a loss of down there on that.
Glendora, they really dodged a bullet right there. They Claremont almost came away with an interception and a possible touchdown on that one.
Of course, Gene Karnowski, the head coach of Glendora, went to school just right down the street here at Azusa Pacific University. 3rd down and 10 yards to go, and they keep it on the ground, surprisingly. Ball is carried by Tom Gillum, and Gillum doesn't get much, maybe 2 or 3. He's brought down. He is creamed by Claremont's number 41, Scott Hess, defensive lineman, and also number 55, Mario Leon, one of the 3-year starters, also a defensive lineman as well.
Strange that Glendora would go with a run there on 3rd down and long.
They'll be punting once again. I believe this is their 3rd time in a row. And back once again is Dan Elizada. He's the deep man. He stands at around his 33 or 34 yard line. They also have an up man lined up at about midfield. Bad kick though. It goes off the side of his foot. Hopefully it'll take a Glendora bounce. It does, and it'll make up for it a little bit. No return. It'll be down at around the Claremont 41. They'll be working 1st and 10. They have enough time to get something going here. They've got 4 minutes and 38 seconds to work with before the end of the half, and they trail 6-3. So Glendora Tartans struggling to hang on to this lead. And some of the players on the on the Claremont side on the offensive line, Sean Gately, number 72, is the lineman. Big kid too. Don't have his weight listed, but he is a big guy. Also number 75 on the Claremont side, James Campbell. We'll get into the rest of them later. 1st down, 10 yards to go. About 5 men up to the line for Tartans there. Single back set, 3 receivers to the right side of Milgram. And it's given to Haslam, the lone setback, and he crashes out to about the 45-yard line. He's met up by Thomas Strickland and Robert Payne. Payne, it doesn't spell it like how pain you feel, but that's an interesting last name for a football player. Kind of suiting. Glendora really lost, had a big loss early this season, only played in 1.5 games. Who was that? I think it was Thomas Strickland, who was looking to be, Tom Alcantara was looking to be leading rusher, perhaps in the Baseline League. And he went down with an injury in his leg, and that was a big loss for Glendora, but they are still in it, as you can plainly see, in the race. And this is Aaron Alexander through the air once again. He's had about 4 or 5 of these catches tonight.
Looks like he got the 1st down.
He's extremely close, I think he does. And on the Glendora side of things, creaming in with Zachary Dill, and also Thomas Strickland, who's had a few tackles tonight, to his credit. Just enough for a 1st down. It'll be at the 48-yard line of the Tartans. Zach
Dill coming back from an early season leg injury. He lost his punting spot to Jesse Delgado, but he's back tonight, and he's really fighting here at defensive end.
1st down, 10 yards to go, and just about the 3-minute mark and a half. It's been interesting, even though it's a low-scoring game. Both teams moving this ball effectively. Oh, beautiful hole. He hits it right away. This is Chris Egerton. Look out. And Chris is out past the 30-yard line, and he crashes into a couple of Glendora players, including the defensive backs, John Jerome and Wade Llewellyn. And it took 2 of them at least to bring him down, because that kid is big. And either that or he's just got some big shoulder pads on, but he looks sizable. I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
Jesse Delgado seems to be injured there on the sidelines. He came off the field a couple plays ago. And it looks like they're checking him over right now for an injury.
All right, 1st down, 10 yards to go. Claremont football at the Glendora 30-yard line. 3 receivers in. Lone step back is Haslam. Oh, there's a little bit of jumping on the defensive line. They're going to get called for offsides. But were they drawn off? Let's find out. It looks like there might have been movement on the Claremont side of things. A couple of linemen on the Claremont side include number 68, Joe Webster.
Appears to be against Glendora. And that is what the official indicates.
And to round out the rest of the linemen on the Claremont side, Zach Roberts and also John Loader. All right, first down and 5 yards to go to 25 after that 5-yard advantage for the Claremont Wolfpack. Same formation. They're looking to throw. Look out. It's complete. It's Elgin Giles, and Elgin able to run with it after he makes the catch. They got some nice spin moves on this Glendora receiving crew. And he is finally shoved out of bounds by John Jerome, and also Lucas Llewellyn had a hand on the defensive play.
Giles able to get out of bounds on that one and preserve the clock for Claremont.
Time is on Claremont's side. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remain in the half here. Plenty of time when you're at the 12-yard line. And they just need to show something for it at the end of the drive. 3 receivers to Derek Milgram's left side. And of course, the backfield shifts to that way. But the give is to not Haslam, but Chris Egerton. And Egerton is the leading rusher. Don't have any stats on him, but he's the leading rusher for the Claremont Wolfpack coming in. And
Egerton was overpowered there by the Glendora line, tried to stuff his way through, but Glendora defensive line would have none of that.
You got Leon playing at center, and he is sick. He's a little bit ill coming into tonight's game. Joe Webster is sick at guard, and Leon is playing hurt at guard, and he's doing as best he can though. They've had problems all season long on the offensive line, decimated with injuries. Second down, 8 yards to go. Football rests at the Glendora 11. They're putting it up. Oh, down across the middle. Looked as if miscommunication there. Aaron Alexander looked to be the attempted receiver, and he was running the opposite direction the football was going. And somebody messed up. Either the quarterback or the receiver ran the wrong route, and it'll be a wasted down. Third down and 8 yards to go when they come back to the line of scrimmage. And of course, right here, the test, late in the half, and the ball close in for the Tartans. Can they stand the test? We'll find out.
Claremont threatening at the Glendora 11.
All right, third down and 8 yards to go. Egerton, the lone setback. Once again, 3 receivers on the left side of the quarterback. And Milgram, he puts it up. It's complete, but he's got to get in for a first down. Look out. And he's trying to. Looks like he's going to get in the end zone. Is he in? Yes, it's ruled in.
Well, flag is down. That could be a clipping call.
Just barely scampered in.
That might be a clipping call on Morgan Janger.
Ooh, it's called against Claremont. And they are going to have a touchdown call back, as did Glendora. So they've suffered equal fates tonight.
Janger literally tackled Dan Graham on that one. There was no chance of Graham getting to the runner.
There's one job I would not want to have as a high school football official, Eric. I'm sure that these guys get verbally lambasted every time they're out in the field. Of course, CIF gets all the help that they can with guys officiating games. You know, they might not be the most well-versed men in football rules, but I'm sure their heart is in it. The effort is there.
Well, the officials, they do the best job they can out there. They call it like they see it, and they get. So I don't have any complaints.
But the whole debate raging about that is they need to get a little bit more, some men that are more educated in the rules of football before they put them on the field. But that's a problem that CIF has never really addressed, but should in due time. This is a third down and 18 situation for 20. Milgram throws it. It's complete. And he needs to run a lot for the first down here. This is Elgin Giles, and he's well short. They need to get to around the 2.5 yard line. And Elgin was brought down by a big guy on the Tartan side, Justin Supernaw, defensive lineman. Supernaw, junior, and I believe he had an older brother that went to Glendora at one time. I don't remember the first name, but unless Justin was a starter last year, I do remember that last name though, Supernaw. And of course, Glendora, Tartans, not sure who the coach was before Karnowski, but they have had some steady influences. Just about every year that they've competed, they've never really been expected to. 85, they had a nightmarish 0-9 season. Only played 9 games that year, didn't win 1. That was Glendora's. That was Karnowski's first year here. In 86, I believe their record was 5-2 in baseline league when it was an 8 school league for football, and I believe their overall record was 7-3 and got in the CIF playoffs. No one had picked them to do anything, and that was really a shocker. Lost a lot of guys to graduation. And in 87, they came roaring right back, 6-1 in league play. Made the CIF playoffs. In 88, I'm not sure what happened, but I believe that they made the playoffs, but not as a league champion. In 89, of course, tied Ramona for the CIF, for a share of the CIF championship. Kind of a strange rule in CIF, you would think, with, of course, you have to have a tiebreaker in playoff games to determine who's going to go to the next playoff, to the next round. But once the championship game hits, it can end in a tie. I would think that you'd want to see a winner in a game like that. And in '90, they won a league championship, and they did last year. They went 9-1. They only lost their arch rival Damien, who they managed to upset this year. And I've had the interesting pleasure of watching both of their only 2 victories over Damien in '90 and '92, myself personally. This is Morgan Janger once again for field goal attempt. No good. He is wide to the right.
Janger missed it.
So the Tartans will hang on to a 6-3 lead here. And that was not that far of an attempt. That was certainly within his range.
His bid for his 16th field goal of the year is denied.
And the coaching staff on the Glendora side has been with Karnowski pretty much to all his years here. Just to rattle off some of the names, we can get into details on them later. They include Paul Lopez, offensive line and defensive ends he coaches. Also Bill Strikula, I know he's been here all the years. Leroy Cook and Tim Gaffney. Go over the details later. This short pass is complete to Glendora's number 25, Bobby Anders. And Glendora going to hurry up here. They want to get something before the half ends. And Brown on the Claremont side brings him down. There was a gain of 6, second down, 4 yards to go at the 26.
Glendora,
24 seconds and ticking.
Glendora working the no-huddle offense.
And he was hit as he released the football. And come to think of it, I don't think we've seen a sack tonight, but that nearly was. Ball off target because he was falling as he tossed it.
Brian Reed really just blistered him right there.
At least it stops the clock. Exactly half a minute to go in the half. Again, 6-3, Glendora clinging to a 3-point lead here. Both teams have had a touchdown called back. And so there have been a lot of penalties. It's been a relatively cleanly played game. Not too many, but they just come at real inopportune times for both sides. 3rd down and 4 from the 26. And they've got 3 receivers in. And some pressure here. Look out.
Felt some trouble. And he's sacked.
Brought down. Late flag thrown well behind the line of scrimmage.
Looks like it might be a holding penalty there.
And that's what it is. So Glendora will be marched back 5 yards.
I think that Claremont might deny this one to give Glendora a 4th down.
In this game, I would think it goes to prove that it doesn't have to be a high-scoring affair to be an exciting football game. This is a well-played, so far, an exciting football game. Close in score and in talent, and looking like shape up to be an exciting football game. That penalty was declined. Might be inconsequential at this point with a 4th down and 4 situation this deep in their end zone, this late in the half.
Claremont's decided to take a timeout here late in the 2nd quarter.
Well, they want to set themselves up for possibly a decent return or something. Glendora being at their own 23 and punting. Might be able to set themselves up for a long field goal attempt or something before the clock goes out. And Wolfpack have had an interesting year. When they were on the ropes, they came back, like Erik had mentioned before. Had an interesting preseason. The shame of the Inland Valley area, a little bit east of us, is the Altaloma Braves. They have competed all the years in Bayside League. And the last time that they were in the CIF playoffs was 1969. I was 4 years old when that happened. And finally, after an incredible season of only 1 loss, and that was to the defending division champion, Division 4 champion Nogales, and they nearly beat them. They lost all their victories to an ineligible player, and it was honestly, truly an honest mistake on the Altaloma front office part. But that was called on them. Only 6 games of the season and 1 game in the league play. They still have a chance of, will make the playoffs, but don't have a chance of winning the league. But they are in the playoffs the first time in a long time. This is a punt by Delgado, and it's going to be taken by Elizada. He stands around his 35. Nelson's football, had a little bit of trouble handling it. Look out. Just past 1 or 2 guys, and finally is creamed around the 43-yard line of their own. And there are 13 seconds on the clock for the Wolfpack. Maybe time for about 2 plays here. And the debate raging out in the Rancho Cucamonga area was that the coach of the Etiwanda Eagles, who played the Altaloma Braves in their very first Mount Baldy League game of the season, Larry Tisdale, knew about the ineligible player and didn't inform Altaloma School and the CIF until after his team had lost. And that was the debate on that, and he gladly conceded that he would concede the championship, the league championship, the Mount Baldy League championship to El Toloma should they win all the rest of their games. Looks like they're going to. So it'll be an interesting development out there. But El Toloma's in. They're as talented as ever, and they may even go far. And they were glad to leave the Baseline League. They felt it was over their heads. Of course, everyone considers Damien High School to be their biggest rival in the league. Damien, of course, being a private school and a public school league, many have argued that they belong in a Catholic school league, and they probably do. But that I don't think won't be happening for a long time. They have a long tradition in the Baseline League. And that was a Claremont timeout, or excuse me, a Glendora timeout. And Karnowski trots off the field after consulting with his troops there.
You said they're going to go for a bomb here.
Well, definitely looks like the Glendora defense is lined up in a prevent, or even the linebackers are quite deep. And they're in shotgun here.
Claremont looking to make something happen here right before halftime.
It's always good to see this for any team to put it up late. Got nothing to lose, really.
This was short.
Oh, it's
picked off by Andrew Winters.
And Winters tries to go around the other side, and he really can't do it. And there's 1 second on the clock. He's tackled when there's still 1 second on the clock. Winters intercepts the pass, and down he went at around the Glendora 38-yard line. So it's a first down.
There was a flag down. It was holding against Wolfpack. Of course, Glendora did decline the penalty. They will take over at their own 38-yard line.
They'll have a crack at putting it up, and they call timeout here. And it's always good to see that. You know, you really have nothing to lose this late in the half, or and you never know if you can use the score.
Might just see Glendora try to run out the clock here with one tick left on the clock.
But just to get into some background information on the Glendora coaching staff, we've got a lot of guys who've been with Karnowski for quite a while. Bill Strykula is also on the staff. He graduated from the University of Pacific and has coached elsewhere before coming to Glendora. And he serves as the offensive coordinator, and he also assists with the backs on defense. He's not a teacher at Glendora High School, but he is a teacher. He's a PE teacher at Magnolia Junior High in Chino. And Leroy Cookle, I believe, is one of the newer coaches. Actually, he's in his 5th year of the Tartan football program. He's the head coach for the junior varsity team. I saw him on the sidelines earlier. And Tim Gaffney, I know that he is a long-timer with Karnowski. He grew up in San Diego. And let's see, he is the coach of, he coaches the running backs, the defensive ends for the Tartans. He's coached actually at Glendora for only 4 years, since '88. First down and 10 yards to go from the 39-yard line. This is the last play of the half, barring a defensive penalty. And, it's caught. And I don't know, that looked like it might have been a planned play where it's tipped back.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen that happen, I believe, on the Glendora side. It's tipped by number 14 of Glendora, Dan Graham. It was tipped back to Hunter Rodriguez, and he caught it, but he had nowhere to run really after that. He was between 2 defenders and the sideline, and that ends the half. And going into the half, no statistics in front of me, and I would estimate both of these teams have probably gained a total of, I would say, in the neighborhood of 200 yards, and they got to be pleased with the effort on both sides. So we go into the half with a 6-3 lead for the Glendora Tartans. I'm Peter Pigskin Hebden. We'll be back for second half action. Don't you folks dare go away. What's going on? That's a good game. It's always fun to have a close game. I've done some real things. It's hard to say what to say. It's like 21 to 14 or something. Really good. I was doing a little game at Comcast out closer to where I live, out in Ontario. I'm going to read about that. Oh, by the way, Galaxy went to the AFS. That's right, they lost it all. here. I can't remember what the band awards or something.
Yeah.
Shit, I wish I was going to the Chino gaming game. Now I gotta be in. Shit, I gotta be in the Alto tomorrow. Beautiful Alto. So I was coming shit on this thing. There was one game I missed. I was supposed to be Chafee and Contest. Chafee and Sarah. I knew it was gonna be kind of a stinking game. The game was played obviously, but it was just the cable company backed out because it was too rainy and they don't have a color problem. But I didn't really care because I was like, okay, I'm just gaming a little bit. I just love high school football.
It is. It's good. Thank God Cablevision didn't try to do Glendora's home game this year against the Dolphins. Because it rained all hard. Rained all over the girls in their cars.
I was out at Eisenhower High where they do Eisenhower and Red Bulls and the cable companies there, and they have the cable.
Tonight's performance will begin with Moloch and Shorty Red. Tailgater Gamborg, Tailgating Captain at the top, Top Flight Captain Terry Young, and the Lord Lane, Glendora, Tartans, Arcadian, and Patrick.
Shame it was a pretty good game. It wasn't great, but it was competitive. Rather than send it to the end. The loss, but it was.
I remember we were supposed to do one game here against Glendora against Charter Oak.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was supposed to be here.
Ingrid had to go to Rialto.
Yeah, I was really excited. Yeah, I missed that one, and the one that was canceled by Cablevision because they backed out of the
like to give special recognition tonight to Mr. Gary Colgill, Ms. Abby Burks, and Mr. Steve Clark for their help in making the Tartan Band and pageantry so successful. This gives everyone from Goddard, Sandburg, and the Glendora Tartan Marching Band and